Hi, welcome to I Am Learning. In this video, I will teach you about complex and compound complex sentences. So, if you are ready, then let's begin. Now let's define the terms. What is a complex sentence? A complex sentence contains one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses. For example, when he went up the stage, James felt nervous. The sentence is complex because it has one main clause and one subordinate clause. The part of the sentence in red color is the subordinate clause, while the blue with underline is the main clause. If you want to review about main clause and subordinate clauses, you can watch the video with the link in the description box. How about a compound complex sentence? A compound complex sentence has more than one main clause and one or more subordinate clauses, which means if the sentence has two or more main clauses and has one or more subordinate clauses, then it is a compound complex sentence. For example, even if we had a difficulty deciding, we finally chose a dessert and Mom paid for the meal. Let us try to analyze the example. Even if we had a difficulty deciding is the subordinate clause in the sentence because it cannot stand alone as one sentence. We finally chose a dessert is a main clause which can stand alone. And Mom paid for the meal is another main clause in the sentence. Now let us go back to complex sentence and let me give you more examples of it. Let us read. Although physically challenged, Helen learned to read and write. Although physically challenged is the subordinate clause in the sentence. Helen learned to read and write is the main clause in the sentence. Helen learned to read and write can stand alone as a sentence. The sentence is composed of one subordinate clause and one main clause, so it is a complex sentence. Here is the second example. Let us read. I spent 5 years in the University of Pangasinan, where I earned my doctorate degree. I spent 5 years in the University of Pangasinan is the part of the sentence which is the main clause. Where I earned my doctorate degree is the subordinate clause in the sentence. The sentence is composed of one main clause and one subordinate clause, so it is a complex sentence. Here is an example of a complex sentence having more than one subordinate clause. Dr. Jose Rizal, who fought to end slavery, was a member of the propaganda movement which he joined in Spain. Dr. Jose Rizal was a member of the propaganda movement is the main clause in the sentence. Who fought to end slavery is a subordinate clause, and which he joined in Spain is another subordinate clause. You can see that the sentence is composed of one main clause and two subordinate clauses. Thus, it is a complex sentence. This time, let us see more examples of a compound complex sentence. In his writings, Rizal recalled life as a slave and he called for an immediate end to slavery. In his writings is a subordinate clause. Rizal recalled life as a slave is the main clause. He called for an immediate end to slavery is another main clause. You can see that the sentence is composed of two main clauses and one subordinate clause. That is why it is a compound complex sentence. Here is another example. Brother likes ice cream. Sister likes spaghetti. Although I like both, I preferred ice cream more. Let us try to analyze the example. Brother likes ice cream is the main clause. Sister likes spaghetti is another main clause. Although I like both is a subordinate clause. And I preferred ice cream more is another subordinate clause. The sentence is composed of two main clauses, which can stand alone as a sentence, and two subordinate clauses. That is why the sentence is a compound complex sentence. Let us see the third example. After the doctor examined her, Sammy still felt ill, but she felt better in the morning. After the doctor examined her is a subordinate clause. It cannot stand alone as a sentence. Sammy still felt ill is a main clause. She felt better in the morning is another main clause. You can see that the sentence is composed of two main clauses and one subordinate clause. That is why it is a compound complex sentence. Now let us try to test your knowledge. Draw one line under each main clause and two lines under each subordinate clause. Then write C for complex sentence and CC for compound complex sentence. Are you done? Did you get everything right? That's great! Thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned well. Always remember that in 1M learning, you are learning. Thank you. Goodbye.